From the roots where the earth still speaks, to the fire where they always breathe. Hands of wisdom, time can't erase. Every drop got a story to say. Slow it down, feel the rhythm inside. This ain't rush, this is sacred design. From the soil to the soul to the light, what you hold is a gift of life. Feel it in your soul, give it, let the story unfold. Ancestral power in every drop. This that legacy, this don't stop. Rooted deep in you, give it, yes, pure and true. Not something you drink, you receive. This that energy you believe. Hey, hey. Ooh, Luan. Luan. Give it. This is where your elders hit and drums sing.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. To the divine creative force, the divine masculine and feminine, divine creator, whatever you may call him or her or it, may you always honor the divine source and force within yourself. Welcome to another episode, a special episode of King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And the person that is coming on my show momentarily, I really tell you the truth, there's no introduction for her, but I'm going to do an introduction because she is now an author. And I am so proud of her journey, you know, for telling us so many years to write her book. She's finally has done it. Big up to people that have assisted her, like Joshua Sarah and various other people, and even the spirit of her elder teacher, Baba Heru, and all of those people that has been the wind under her wings over the years since she's been a practitioner. But before we do that, she'll be coming up in 2 minutes. Just want to remind all of you beautiful people, welcome to this episode. Today is May the 17th. It's a Sunday evening. Big up to all of y'all out there. And thank y'all for coming. And y'all could be doing anything else, but thank y'all for coming. Big up to Dr. Oya Ma'at. She had the Baruti family on there on fire, teaching about complementary and relationship, and they've been together for 41 years, and I love the Baruti family all the time, Dr. Baruti and his beautiful wife, Mama Ya. So just want to remind all you beautiful people that the next interview coming up will be on the 20th, and that's going to be with our dear sister, Professor Zahalia Anderson, Divine Feminine on a Journey, especially in the martial arts world, and how it is in a predominant male-dominated industry like the martial arts. But our sisters are putting in some work, and she's got something major coming up in Long Beach, California. And on another great interview that I will be doing is going to be the first time ever on my channel. Flabrun will be on my channel. You've seen her on Brother Rich's channel. She has her own YouTube channel also. But we're going to be speaking about Dr. Delbert Blair Factor, the Dr. Delbert Blair Factor, and how relevant it is in these times. Supporting the love and legacy of Dr. Delbert Blair, whom y'all know that I used to bring in. I was the last to really bring him in New York back in the day before he transitioned. And of course, it's going to be right here on May the 27th. May the 27th will not be the same when I bring on Dr. Blair. I'm telling you it right now. And then the 31st, to close out the month, we're going to have a Grand Master in the martial arts, one of the students of Dr. Moses Powell, learning to find the warrior within. We're going to have Grandmaster Saifullah, one of the elders in this. He's in his 70s, going towards his 80s. He'll be on with us on May the 31st, right here on YouTube at King Simon Presents. And just want to remind all you beautiful people, the next lessons that are coming up with me, your brother, the next lessons that's coming up, we're going to have this lesson right here, the numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective of the quote, "The answer to any confusion is a solution." And that was said by Asir, the Duke of Tears. And I said, I love that quote. So I'm going to be breaking down the words answer, confusion, and solution. And of course, I'm going to be giving a general breakdown with notes and all that. So I'm already started writing my notes and getting ready, prepared for this. It's going to be powerful because I'm going to hit on all levels. So we're going to deal with that. And another great lesson that I'm going to be bringing up, coming up soon. The next lesson after that will be a numerovational, spiritual, and physical perspective of the quote, "Experience is the best teacher." I heard Nuri Muhammad say that today, and I said, I've been wanting to teach on that. Experience is the best teacher. So I can't wait to teach on those lessons. In the meantime and in between time, just want to remind all you great individuals. Let me see. Big up to, of course, EP's Ways. This is my son's Empress Elizabeth. She has some great CBD products and all of that stuff. She got some great. She's a massage therapist. She do all that kind of stuff. She's one of the new advertisers. Call by appointment, or you can hit up that website. Also, if you want to book any numerovational consultation, I have the pre-recorded, just text 3 questions or 4 questions, depending on which one you get, for the 10-minute, the 15-minute, or you could talk to me live and direct for 30-minute or 60-minute. All right. So, and man, I'm turned up. Believe me when I said I am no joke with what I do. I am no joke. Even this sister that's going to come on will tell you that I ain't no joke. I'm like Rakim the God. I ain't no joke. I ain't no joke. All right. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn, of course, the Baba himself, the godfather of astronumerologists. So big up to him. And got to respect, some respect to Nicholas Brooklyn. Make sure you go to nicholasbrooklyn.com, support their Manhattan location and their Brooklyn location. Her brother owns the Manhattan location over there on 3rd Avenue. She owns the one on Fulton. So it's a family affair. It's a family affair. Big up to, and make sure you go to that nicholasbrooklyn.com. They still have the GoFundMe going, so we keep on supporting, we keep on showing love to them. That's what's very important for them. Also, don't forget my brother from another mother and father, May 22nd and 25th, the Macro Cosmic Integration Weekend Retreat with Sharif Anael Bey. You know, numbers. We did numbers the other day, and it's rocking online right now. What him and I did just recently as an interview and a show. So make sure you support him. He's going to be in Stone Mountain, Georgia, May 22nd to the 25th. And if you are into martial arts, like your brother's into martial arts, make sure you support the big event coming up at Atlantic City with one of my teachers here, one of my people, a part of the family. Grandmaster Saifullah will be in Atlantic City. Make sure you call the number on there if you're into martial arts, children, women, men, whatever. And if you're going to be in Long Beach, California, make sure you support Zahalia Anderson, Professor Zahalia Anderson. That's going to be June the 27th at Long Beach, California. And then if you're in Fort Lauderdale, one of my dojo nephews is doing a great Sanukas Warrior promotion August the 15th, which happens to be his birthday. I've known him before he was born, knew his parents before he was born. Text him or go to the website to find out more information about his tickets. And if you want to get any of my books, please go to Amazon or go to Linktr.ee/King Simon the Numerator. My son got a great studio, Green Studio NYC. They're doing great work. They're doing open mics and all of that stuff too. They also got a venue that if you want to rent out and do any lectures, it's all about what him and his beautiful Empress is doing. And if you want my audiobook, I was listening to my audiobook while I was going to sleep last night. Very good, because he did the binary codes and the spiritual codes in the background while I was talking. So make sure you go to my membership, join my membership for my first ever audiobook called Numerovation for Mental Stability. So let me take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath. We're getting ready to get it in with this beautiful sister, but I want to read the bio that she has, of course, on her website, because it's a very powerful bio. So I'm going to take my time, family, so please bear with me. It says, living like a menopause goddess is a culturally grounded, spiritually affirming guide for women navigating the powerful initiation of perimenopause, menopause, and the post-menopausal years. Drawing from lived experiences, conversations with countless phenomenal women, and her decades of experience as a trusted holistic health practitioner, Priestess Yendys Nefer-Atum Oluwatoyin has framed the menopausal journey as a powerful rite of passion of divine feminine clarity, self-care, womanhood, authority, and the embodiment of self-care and self-knowing, blending intuitive guidance, diasporic traditions, reflective insight, and compassionate guidance. This book invites women to return home to themselves and tune into their next cycle of elevation. Release shame, listen deeply to their bodies, and reclaim this season as one of dignity, balance, discipline, grace, and renewal. Living like a menopausal goddess is both a spiritual mirror and an accountability companion guide, offering higher self remembrance, menopausal guidance, and goddess bliss, and a new, more aligned path towards honoring our birthright of menopause as a sacred and transformative life stage. Without any further ado, family, I'd like to bring on to you. She's not new to my channel, she's been on my channel before. And I want to make sure I bring her on with a well-deserved round of applause. She has a new name that she got from out of the motherland recently. Priestess Yendys Nefer-Atum Oluwatoyin. Just want to make sure I pronounce that. I don't want to butcher it. She'll tell me if I did. Let's give her a well-deserved round of applause as we welcome right here on our platform again. She's not new to this, but she's true to this. Let's give her a round of applause. Priestess Yendes in the building. Let's give her a round of applause, my sister. How are you, sis? How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good. I've been in the shop since Friday after I
Yes.
flew back in from ATL on Thursday night. So if I a little bit woo woo, it's just because I'm just a little bit, and we're closed. We're closed now, but I'm still in the store because I wanted
Right.
to, keep the energy here. Thank
Yes.
you. I was chuckling to myself. That's a really nice bio for a book, right? That's nice. That's nice.
It is.
And
I
if
like
I
it.
could share my name
Yes.
properly, it is Priestess Yendes Nefer-Atum Oluwatoyin.
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 It
Oluwatoyin.
means that God is always worthy of praise. Always.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful name. And you got that from which part of the motherland?
That was in Nigeria when I was invited to come to speak at the it was a university there to
Mhm,
speak
mhm.
about what it is that, the Kemetic legacy, the tradition of Ma'at. And I was there accompanying a few other priestesses, three other priestesses. So it was
Wow.
in Lokoja in Nigeria. It was a life-changing experience. So thank you for reaching out and reminding me that tomorrow is actually the second month of my first book
Yes. Yes. Yes.
being in real time
Yes.
out of my head, out of my being.
Throw the tassel in the
Uh,
back. Throw the tassel in the back so we can take the so they can see it without the tassel. There you
yes,
go.
yes, yes. Living
Yeah.
like the menopause goddess, the chrysalis stage.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Let's give that a round of applause again. So proud of you,
yes.
Sister Katie.
And
Yes,
she's been doing so well. She's doing
yes, yes.
so well. She's being so well received. So tomorrow is the official day. But I see what you did there. Today being the 17th, the 1 and the
Yeah.
7. You ain't no joke. You ain't no
you
joke.
you peeped that. Okay, good. I'm glad you
I
peeped that.
peeped
You
that.
know,
I
I'll
peeped
be
that. I peeped that. Yeah.
I'll be on it. I'll be on it like good old food.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for that because there's language. There's finally language to this topic, and
Hmm.
I appreciate love the help and the assistance and getting it to our sisters who need it. Yeah, and
And I,
brothers
yeah,
also.
yeah, yes, we're definitely going to delve into that because you did give a special
Yes,
message to the brothers. Family, do me a favor, family. At this
yes.
time, I want each and every one of y'all to take the time. It's free if you share share, like, and subscribe. Big up is Priestess Yendes is in the building. She's our guest. She's our author. She's an entrepreneur and much more. I gotta change. I gotta change that Cash App. I put it on another thing. I know you don't have the Cash App. Let's focus on the book only, family. Let's deal
Yes.
with that. I put that in the chat just because I was when I was talking to you. I edited something else. I didn't edit this. So now
Oh,
we got to edit this so we can have it all in the chat and make sure everything is in the chat the right way. And again, family, take the time out to share with those that are on a spiritual journey. This has been a journey. I've known her for many years. I used to watch her from afar at the African Arts Festival while I was on radio doing my thing on WWRL at Boys and Girls High back in the day when we was all over. That was back in the day. So, and of course, you being over there on Nostrand Avenue back in the day, I'm sure I dropped off flyers over there.
Yes.
I'm one of those people when I was promoting, I was
Yes.
everywhere. So, and I just move and keep it moving and keep it quick. You and Star from Star Report had his little spot right around the corner there. So, right over there, right in that area, St. John's and Nostrand, right over there. It's
Oh,
crazy.
okay. Okay. Yes, right on the corner there,
Yeah, he had the
upstairs.
pool. He had the pool hall and the game room. He had the pool hall and the game
Okay.
room. That was his little thing over there. But Priestess Yendes, oh man, congratulations on the release of the book, of course. And I've been saying, with your life path, you've both been writing, you know that.
Yes.
You was expressing yourself through, of course, you're a loctician working with people's hair. You was expressing yourself through your holistic practicing. You was expressing yourself through even doing belly dancing. You did a lot of that. You was also expressing yourself on multiple ways. So you've done this. And how long, Priestess, have you been in business for yourself? Because I think that's very
42
important.
years. 42 years.
Man, you raised your children on this. Give yourself a round of applause. My goodness.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I don't really know anything else as an adult as I know myself, I just trusted the intuition, the
Yes,
notions, and just kept moving forward. Other things I was doing, I've been a seamstress, I've
yes,
been crocheting, I've made
yes,
jewelry, I've made the products, the Ancient Blends brand that is now an actual brick and mortar store here for the last 6 years.
yes.
Um, yeah, several
So,
things I've done. I've had several different iterations of just moving forward. When one thing slows down, I pick up the other thing. And then when that slows down, I pick up the other thing, but always kept it going.
so before we get into the whole book thing, the process of maintaining a business for so long, raising your children for so long, of course, being married and and divorce and all that kind of stuff, going through what you went through, your ups and downs and all that stuff. What was some of the key things that you can explain to my audience or guide my audience briefly, that when it comes to staying on top of your business and doing what you love, how important is that to you over all these years and maintaining this business that you've done, multi-tiered business that you've done for 40 something years? How important was that? And explain why it's so important that people do what they love to do. I mean, that's multi-layered itself, but go ahead. Can you hear me? Oh,
It was basically life or it was basically life or
mm,
death, or and yes, and death being to have.
uh-oh. We lost her. I don't know what. I guess she got a connection. She's on her phone, family. So let's be patient with her. I know she's on her phone, still in her business. So I'm trying to. I've tried. She couldn't make it out of her business. Okay, so she's still on her phone, and she cut off. As you were
I'm
saying, my
here.
dear. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
I was saying that it was like the difference between life and death being into the matrix, and
Right.
life being your higher self, but also taking care of the physical body.
Mm,
We have challenges that we're here to jump over, and it's taking care of yourself first. That was the most important thing to me when I learned about how important it was to feel good and healthy in your body, and not just like physical health, but emotional health and spirit. Those
right.
are the catalysts for maintaining and
Yeah.
continuing,
Yeah.
not taking shortcuts,
Right.
not half stepping,
Right.
but really, really, when I things from teachers, I did it by the book. Because
Yes.
I want
She's still breaking up. Sorry, family. She is still breaking up. She's frozen. Let's see if we get her back. She froze. Okay, oh, yep, she froze. There you are. You all right?
Yes, I'm good.
Yeah, you keep.
If you
Yeah,
do
I
these
think it's.
teachings, if you
Go ahead.
yes.
I think because you're on the phone that it's breaking up. It keeps on breaking up and cutting off and on. So that's what's happening. So but go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay. I was just yes, it's important to care of ourselves, your spiritual health, your emotional health, not half stepping, doing everything that we're taught that is right for the body because anything else. We take care of cars, we take care of computers and phones. Amount of care goes to the self, and then there's so much output that has to go out of the self, like emotions, like taking care of family, your work, showing up for yourself, showing up for your community, your children. It was important for me to be disciplined. It was important for me to be someone that people can
Yes. Again, she is breaking up.
come through, that my word is what I say it is. If I tell you yes about something, if I tell you no about something, then it's no. But it's very important for me to be a structured person. And in order to do that, I had to make sure that I use the term these days because I now understand it as you have to gather the self
Mm,
at so many levels, gathering, making sure that you are who you say, what you need, who you need to be inside yourself first before you can be other people.
mm, mm,
So I
mm.
spent a lot of time with building myself.
Right. Again, she's shutting down. She's freezing. I don't like the freezing. She's freezing again. So we're gonna have to make sure that let me make sure she's freezing again. So I got to make sure she's on. Let me bring her back on because she's freezing back and forth. Again, she's on her phone. So be patient. She's still trying to close down her business. Let me bring her back on. Yes, Yendes. Yes, Priestess. Can you hear me? Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I'm gonna go upstairs and get my computer. You can.
Okay. How long? Yeah. Okay. How long would that take? How long would that
Yeah,
take? How long would that take?
yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. How long would that
I was
take if you
saying
go on your computer?
I'm gonna go up. 3 minutes.
Okay. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
3 minutes.
All right. Go ahead and do it. All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's remove her off. Let's be patient. Let's be patient. I mean, while I'm being patient with her, we learn to be patient. Nowadays we as brothers, we could be impatient, but I want to make sure that y'all get the gist of what the sister has to share. So in between time, she said in 3 minutes she'll be coming back on. So let's show her website and what she has going on her website, of course, with the book, Showing Enough Respect. We're broadcasting on Facebook and also Instagram. So family, please be patient as we bring on this beautiful sister. She'll be back in 3 minutes. She has to go to a computer where she has a steady link to stay on. And of course, the name of the book is Living Like a Menopause Goddess, a chrysalis stage. And I think she's, what's so important is that a lot of people are going through this thing, and a lot of men. And what I want to talk to her about is because she made it a point to make sure that she talked to the men that bought the book also. She has a whole chapter on the men that bought the book. As a matter of fact, it's on page 18. It's called A Letter to Our Divine Masculine. So this is not just for women, but it's for men who want to understand what women are going through at that time, if you're going to be with your divine complement or your divine mate, and you got to learn how to understand, because not only does women go through menopause, but there's a thing that men go through that women gonna have to understand. I remember Dr. Layla Africa wrote about that in his book. So enough respect to to Dr. Africa for even covering the spiritual dynamics of menopause, but also what men go through. I forgot the name. Those that know it in the chat, if you know what a man goes through, if you know it in the chat, put it in the chat, and then we could highlight that if you don't mind. But I know it starts with an A. But it's very important that we, as complements, not opposition. Remember, Europeans are the one that taught us to be opposite towards us. Why? Because they want to separate us, just like opposite zodiac signs. Yin and yang is opposite. When they really, when you look at the yin and yang symbol, they're complementing each other, making sure that they are coexisting in the space that they're in. That's how important that we need to understand the need for balance. So it seems to me, as your brother, it seems to me that the melanated people understood complementary, like our dear Baba Baruti and his beautiful wife, Mama Ya Baruti, said on Dr. Oya Ma'at's channel. And earlier today, well, today, not earlier, they just got off the line, but it seems to me that it's the melanated, the people that have more melanin that spoke about the balance and the complement of the two energies instead of the division like they're pushing on TV and throughout the media. Again, family, we are waiting for Priestess Yendes to come back and return to the show. She's going to go close her show. Yeah, andropause. That's right, andropause. Thank you very much, Empress Cindy. Andropause. That's what it's called, andropause or andropause, not andropause. So that's what men go through, where women go through menopause, men go through andropause. But you know, the running joke is that when women go through menopause, that's men on pause. But andropause now, is that women on pause or just we just bugging out? That's what I want to find out. So I'm going to have to do a whole show with a doctor. You know, I might have to bring on a doctor to talk about that, because an elder doctor to talk about that, one of our elders to talk about going through that. I might just bring on Dr. Phil Valentine to talk about that, because he also is a holistic hygienist, hygienic doctor. So he deals with the deeper metaphysical and also practices of hygiene and also a holistic way of dealing with hygiene on another level. So him being an elder more likely went through that same thing. So, but Baba Baruti had a great show with Mama, my dear sister, Dr. Oya Ma'at. And shout out to her and shout out to everybody that's texting me right now. My brother Bajan Tone and Ikel and a few other people that's texting me right now. Big up to Diva. Big up to Diva and her beautiful daughter also. So it was a great show. Again, we're waiting for my dear sister to return back to the show, because her phone was going in and out, up and down, on and off, to and fro. And I just couldn't take that no more. And I know the audience ain't going to take it no more till they start dwindling. But we're going to bring Priestess Yendes back on as soon as she get upstairs to her home and actually close down her shop, and then we'll have her on and we will be talking it up. In the meantime and in between time, how y'all doing out there? Let me see what's going on Instagram. Instagram crew is in the building. BZ4 Productions in the building. Knowles is in the building. Better call Talal in the building over there on Instagram. Ralicious is in the Instagram family. We got a few people that's under Instagram family, people that's on Facebook. Big up to all the Facebook crew. Big up to the Dub Poet Facebook that's locked in on Facebook. People that's on YouTube. Big up to all of y'all on YouTube right now. Again, this is the name of the book. It's pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to get the book for your mate, you want to get it for your wife, you want to get it for your girlfriend that might be going through the different stages of menopause, like she said in her bio. There are different stages of this interesting journey. One is called perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopausal years. And she talks about that, and she has and she breaks it down very clearly in her book. So make sure y'all support the sister's book. Look at all the people that has really signed and been a part of the journey of a book. The book is well. So we're waiting for our sister to come on. I think she's in the background right now. Let me take her book off the background over here. Let me remove this book here, and let's see what she's doing. I'm waiting for her camera to come up. And again, wait for her camera to come up and then we will bring her on. Want to remind all you great people, I got the legendary Professor Zahalia coming up on Wednesday. That's the legendary Professor Zahalia. She's been fighting and doing martial arts since she was a child under her father, Grandmaster Urban Muhammad, one of the soldiers in the Nation of Islam that taught his daughter to do what she had to do to make sure she protect herself. And then we got Flebrun coming in for the first time on my channel. We're going to be speaking about the Dr. Delbert Blair factor, and how relevant it is in these times. So let me see if my sister, she's still not on. Her camera's not on, so she must be going through some camera problems there. Hey, sometimes it happens, boy. It happens. It happens. It happens. It happens. So we'll see what happens in the next few, because she's trying to set herself up. I know how that gets down. And on the 31st, we have our martial arts great coming in, Saifullah, Grandmaster Saifullah, learning to find the warrior within. And this is not just for men, this is for women also. This is for young people also, learning to find the warrior within. I had to learn to find the warrior within myself. That's how I was able to do bodyguard work back in the day, or security, especially with the Nation of Islam and with different organizations that I worked with, watching certain elders' backs when they come into town. It's so important that we learn to do that. And then just want to also remind all you great people, in the month of June, I'm still waiting for her to come on and show her camera. Once we get that camera on, we'll make it happen. Okay, I think she's set up. She got to get ready. I think she's getting ready. You just wave your hands when you feel you're ready, darling. Get your lights right and all that good stuff. All right. Let me see. We got Saifullah. Next month, we got John Carr. Next month, we got Dr. Alim Bey. Next month, we have Dr. Sister Narubi Sila. Next month, we got my son, Prince Imagine. Next month, we got Dr. Alicia Kair. Next month, we got Force MDs. We're going to be doing Black Music Month. We got Brother Wasi, one of the top drummers in the world, coming through. We got Brother Jason X and Brother Elijah Shabazz, 2 rap artists in the Nation of Islam. I got them coming up for the Black Music Month next month. And there's also Black Men's Mental Health Month next month, too. So we're going to deal with that also. So let's bring on our sister back on and let's see where she's at right now. Uh-oh. Turn that off. Your phone is on, right? Yeah, turn that. Yeah, turn your phone off. Let's cut the phone off. Yeah, cut the phone off. There you go.
Back.
All right.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, welcome back.
It's a good thing I only live downstairs. I mean, I work downstairs and I live upstairs.
You work downstairs. Yeah. Exactly. That's a good thing. Let me make sure that your business is promoted, of course. Let's make sure that it is still here. All right. So, wow. And that's your home with all them plants and stuff. Lord have mercy. Look at all the stuff she got. How many plants you got in there?
Oh, gosh. A lot.
About 500, 300, 500?
A little bit more than that. A little bit more than that.
A little bit more than 500?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're freezing. What's going on? Brethren, Wagwan. Let's see, full screen.
Okay. Woo.
Now you're freezing. What's going on?
Everything cut off. Everything cut off right here, my darling.
Isn't there some type of a celestial, cosmic moon, full moon, something going on?
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but I know. Let's keep it moving. All right. So I'm back. I'm melanated. I'm ready. We are back. Family, sorry about that. Yeah. Things are happening in this world here, so I'm loving it. Okay, so we was talking about the plants. You said you have over 500 plants. Wow, that must be a peace of mind to keep all of those plants in there. That must be a whole discipline, right? And you can hear me, right?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Hold on.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna put you in the background until you're ready. All right. So Yeah, so we have Priestess Yendes in the building. We'll make sure. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties. It seemed like something is going on. My whole computer just turned off one time. One time, one time for your mind, people. One time for your mind. Make sure you support her. Make sure you. I think we think. Make sure you go to her website, which is www.shop ancientblends.com. You can get the book on that website. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Let me bring her back in the framework right here. Okay,
Yes.
great. There you go.
That was my business partner because I ran out of the store. I didn't turn off anything. I left stuff down there. I left the gates up because I was trying to hurry. Yeah, I was trying to get up here in time and get the computer, get the laptop together. But he saw me, so he went down, so he brought my stuff up for me.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I know we had to go through that. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Okay, all right. Okay, now let's delve into where we're at now with the book that you have, because all of this that you've written and all of your life, and even you dealing with apothecary and plants and all that, this all leads to where we're at now with your book. You know, because having plants around you is also have helped you to maintain a peace of mind, a certain discipline when things go down. So let's talk about that, because there's a lot of women and even younger women starting to get this perimenopause at an early age. I'm surprised because I guess because of bad eating habits and other things. And but on your journey, before it happened, or before this experience and this journey, you reached to that pinnacle. What was your mindset like prior to all of this on your health journey, and how did you prepare yourself for a perimenopause, menopause, and then postal menopause? Let's start with before the perimenopause, please. Go ahead.
To be like honest and transparent, menopause was not something that was on my mind. I was busy with a lot of other things. I was busy becoming. I was busy learning how to, how to be myself, knowing myself, being a mother, being a wife, learning things that I would later share, being a hair care professional, a product development specialist. I was learning things. So menopause was not something on my mind, but what I realized, I'm, what do they call it? Something to the rule, where
exception.
And I would say at this point, I'm an exception to the rule because I followed the health and wellness guidelines to a T, because I wanted to see how they would affect me. Like, did it really make sense to be that healthy, to follow holistic guidelines? And so I focused on those type of things. I used to have allergies really bad, and we're talking 30 years ago. So I learned how to heal myself from that. I used to have like skin issues. I learned how to heal myself. I was anemic. I healed myself. So learning how the body works, the machine that it is, fine tuning that and healing myself, like those are the things that I was preoccupied with. And in doing that, I changed the molecular structure of my body, how it would respond to certain things, because society is stressful. At every twist and turn, there's something for you to be, agitated about, have anxiety about. But when you're focusing on self and focusing on the nucleus, what is in your home, who are in your family, you focus on the caretaking and the caregiving of the household, you don't have a whole lot of time or energy or space actually to worry and stress about these things. You find the things that make you happy. One of the things that makes me happy is being surrounded by plants. It's something that reminds me, of how I grew up in Barbados. I grew up, in the natural environment. So I would naturally try to recreate a natural environment around me. And then caring for that natural environment helps you to care for yourself. People always ask me, how do you care for so many plants? Because I pay attention to them.
Yes.
We have to pay attention to the things that we care about. And we do pay attention to the things that we care about. But why is not the biggest thing our health and wellness, our spiritual health, our mental health, our physical health, our health? Why is that something that we don't pay that much attention to? Why are we paying attention outside of ourselves and trying to give care to other people? You know, it starts with self, and it starts at home.
Yes.
So answering the question, I was focused on healing myself. I was focused on making my home healthy. So when the advent of menopause came about, I think going to a doctors would always tell me that my blood was like really, really good, like blood tests and things like that. It was not like other people because I didn't take medication. I have not been on anybody's medication for years and years. So I think I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember because menopause was like for me, it was just a breeze.
Right, right.
It was just a breeze, honestly. And that is because of the atmosphere inside my body, how I fine-tuned it, the herbs that I've given it, the teas that I've given it, the baths that I've taken, the sweats that I've gone on, the detoxing, the level of detoxing that I've done. So that changes the structure inside your body of how you're going to how your body's going to respond to something that is so natural. My hot flashes were not that hot. I actually call them warm flushes. And even before I wrote the book, it was like I already knew how to respond to them. I didn't respond to them violently because they weren't attacking me violently. So I would start to notice, well, wait a minute. And especially if you were like rushing or agitated about something, or you're trying to get something to work, like what just happened. And, we go through a level of stress just now.
Right.
So something like that, once you sit down, like a heat would come.
Yes.
And then all that would tell me to do is relax. Allow this to happen, because spiritually or ancestrally or cosmically, something is happening to help your body. And I just knew to sit still. I didn't start flailing and fanning, and it wasn't like that for me. But I feel like when you eat a certain way, if you're drinking alcohol, if you're putting things in your body that makes you acidic, that you're gonna have that temperature.
Right.
So my temperature was a little bit cooler naturally.
And stick a pin right there, because people have, that's an old saying, you remember
You
that?
always say that.
Yeah, stick a pin. Yeah, it's an old Jamaica saying, stick a pin. We used to say that. But they've demonized this thing called menopause.
Absolutely.
Over the years. It's, especially from a Euro, I have to say, Euro matriarchal perspective. They've demonized it because according to what I've studied over the years, and then watching people like yourself or people like Queen Afua or Baba Heru, how they balanced things off even when they were going through it, or when Queen Afua had to deal with it, which you was in her first class ever, dealing with that. And of course, Baba Heru, may he rest in eternal, well, may he travel with the ancestors in eternal peace and prosperity as he did. He helped you to balance off things also. And, so what do you say to the women and the men out there that wants to help their women, or just let them be themselves as they're going through this? What do you say to the women in particular, how to deal with it without feeling that it's been demonized, without feeling like they're demon, or they're against men just because they're going through it, or and how do men handle that at the same time? Because sometimes some women in this society, let's be real, will go absolutely crazy and bonkers. They turn up.
I don't feel like it is in their power based on what is happening inside. When that chemical changes, if it hasn't been like a foundation of fruits and herbs and teas and vacations where you're not necessarily going to turn up. You're going to the rainforest, or you're going to bathe in the sulfur and the minerals and things like that. Vacations, getting away, resting, retreating. It's also a mindset. But if the body is toxic, what is going to come out of the body is going to reflect that type of energy, is what is a thing. It is a thing. To what degree for every person,
it's different.
It's different.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I can tell you that I know, based on what my body is made up of, this is why this journey was so different for me. And there are other people that I've spoken to with similar, lifestyles
Right.
that could say the same thing. If you're living a certain way on an island, even the menstrual cycle is
Mhm.
different. If you're eating different, if you socialize different, the way you take care of yourself, the menstrual cycle is different. If
Yeah.
you're eating a lot of sugars and cheese and dairies and drinking alcohol and things, you're making your internal body a lot hotter. You're raising your temperature. So what's
Right.
going to come out of you is going to be a hot temperature.
And it's a lot of,
So
and that's a lot of entities coming at you too. It's those are living things too. It's living energy. People still they're like
yes,
energy.
yes. So in answer to your question, like
Yeah.
how do we have to have a conversation,
Mm.
continue with the love and the respect, because just because the stage is changing, let's come to each other from a place of respect and trying to understand each other, trying to understand what's happening. If you love me, you want to hear me out, you want to understand what is happening with me. What is this change?
Right.
That I no longer want you to touch me. Something is happening with me, with
Right. Right.
and ask me about it. Don't turn, let's not both turn our backs to each other,
Right.
you
Right.
know. and
Right.
and the women, I would say women, we don't know because we haven't been taught. So this is
Mm.
why the behavior is the behavior, because who's teaching about this journey? We barely got taught about the menstrual cycle. We barely, anybody probably didn't have a conversation with us about what to expect. I know
Mm.
that no one sat me down and explained what was happening to my body at 13 years old. I heard
Mm.
this from my sixth grade friends.
Mm.
And I don't know where they got the information from, but that's exactly where I learned it. God rest her spirit. My mother, she didn't have a language to explain to me what was going to happen, what it meant, or anything like that. So now I feel very honored that this charge of, you know, pen to paper, this
Yeah.
book about the menopause goddess,
Mm.
and the goddess is, let's talk about the butterfly. Let's talk about the chrysalis stage.
Mm.
The caterpillar goes through a metamorphosis.
Yeah.
It breaks down, it transforms, it liquefies, it ceased to being the creature that it
Mm.
was born to be. And this is happening to women. We're
Mm.
ceasing to be how we used to be, how in Joshua's words, the green rookie, we're
Mm.
now moving towards veteran. We're no
Mm.
longer the teenager, the young, razzle dazzle that you met. We're going towards a different kind of beautiful razzle dazzle butterfly, but we
Mm.
need to cocoon first.
Mm.
That cocoon is a certain amount of time for different people. Maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years. Hopefully it's not 5 years, but I feel
Mm.
like that depends on the harmony in the home, the harmony between the two people. It could last longer if there's no harmony. There's going to be fighting. There's going to
Mm.
be like nobody wants to listen to anybody.
Right. Right.
So I wrote a letter on page 18 to
Yes.
invite the divine masculine to please pick up the book, read the book. We're not trying to push you away. We're not trying to just be, men on pause, we don't want no man. That's not what's happening. But creation is giving us back to ourselves because we've given so much to the family.
Mm.
We
Mm.
our bodies have been through so much in the cycle, the menstrual cycle, the carrying of a human child in our bodies, the breastfeeding if you're breastfed, the birthing, the breastfeeding, the rearing of the children, the teaching, the household. And then it
Mm.
says, okay, pause.
Mm.
A restoration has to happen so that this woman can now become the honored elder. But
Mm.
we're living in a society that says, okay, after she's done all of that and the kids are gone, she has no more use. But
Mm.
menopause goddess says, get ready for the next chapter. Get
Mm.
ready for the next beautiful chapter of your evolvement into that butterfly, that goddess.
And as you said in the bio, it's a powerful initiation,
It is.
and it's a way that you are, as a woman, to be guided and navigating through life, to know that there's nothing wrong with you. This is just your body showing. I wonder, did you do a deeper? Why was it named menopause? Because I know it comes from another language. It's not what we think it is. So why was it named menopause? Did you do that deeper study, the
No,
etymology of
no,
it? Okay, so
I didn't get that
yeah,
motivation to go,
yeah,
but now that you mentioned it,
yeah, because it's
why
telling.
was it called that eternal,
Yeah,
before?
who named it? Who's the one that named it that way? And andropause for men, and
Mhm.
menopause for women, and all that kind of stuff. And we know it comes from a lot. The English language is is a
Etymology,
bunch of different languages. English dialect is a bunch of different languages coming together:
right.
French, German, all that. So I think the etymology of it will tell us where we got to go.
Okay,
To take this back.
okay.
So I just decided to ask you that because I know it's a spiritual journey book, but I didn't think you was going to do any big Webster dictionary breakdown of it. I
Right.
just want to find out if it went that way.
No, more of the,
Right,
like, the visualization
right.
and the spiritual visualization of what is actually happening to the woman and where do we go from here? Because we
Mhm,
say, okay, aging is a form of decline, but it
mhm,
doesn't have to be like a full-on crash out. It could be
mm,
just as gradual as birth to 10 years old. That
mhm,
wasn't a full-on crash out, that was step by step. And so this is also another opportunity for step by step, because now we're going to transform. We're going to transform our thinking because we've collected so much information. We've lived several cycles. We've lived some decades. We've
mm,
collected information. We see what worked and what didn't work in the cycles.
right.
Uh, if we were paying attention,
Mhm,
we're using that information for ourselves and for the ones looking at us as elders, so we can share that information, and hopefully too many people under us won't have to bump their heads because they will trust the cycles that we've lived through,
right.
and trust the information and the wisdom and the knowledge that we have to share. So that's the eldership, and that's the eldership coming out of menopause. And in different societies, different cultures, time beyond ancient times, when this was in place, where when a woman got past the menopausal cycle and she's now post-menopause,
Right.
she was now renowned as, she is this divine elder,
Mm.
and we can listen to her, we can garner information from her.
Would you say that at that moment of realization and that initiation, would you say that the intuition is heightened again from the time?
Absolutely.
Because I know, once a man, twice a child. So if you're going into your second
Yeah.
childhood through your eldership, is their intuition heightening and coming back to them the way it used to be?
Everything is heightened.
Okay.
The radar that we have, our tolerance and things like that, we it's so, like, crystal clear. It's so
Mhm.
crystal clear that it's even shocking to, I'll say, to myself, how crystal clear I have become, and
Mm.
how much better we know what we deserve, we have earned, and we are not taking what doesn't belong to us. We only want that which we have earned, as far as the respect, as far as the honor. And because this is now rich, if we see, let me roll back a little bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah, before, I mean, there are a lot of menopause books out there. There are even some that go on the side of, you're in a place right now where you don't really have to take good care of yourself.
Mm.
You can
Mm.
now eat whatever, drink whatever, do whatever, go whatever,
Wow.
because now it's menopause. You don't have to care so much about anything. You just want to be left alone,
Mm.
But no, there's more of caring for ourselves. Now we're not expecting anybody to care for us. We know exactly what it is that we want, we like, we need, and we deserve, and we desire. And we're not taking any less than that.
Mm.
And,
Mm.
and because our bodies, our spirits, it's like we're so heightened. If we've been taking care of ourselves, you feel this. If you haven't really been taking care of yourself, there's some confusion. you know, and anger and fear and just lostness, just feeling lost. And I intuited that, and I think I saw something, read something about this along the journey of writing this.
Mm-hmm.
During a male dominant medical society back in the day, they
Yeah.
did not understand what was going on with a woman when she hit a certain age and stage, and this thing called, they didn't have that name, I don't think they were using menopause. They just said she was crazy.
Yep. Yep.
She
Yep.
was insane. She was put on medication and she was put in the back room of the house, and the rest of the family went on, and she was just in the back rocking.
Mm.
Okay.
Right.
And when women get things like lupus and all these other later disharmonies with the body, they are highly associated with the lack of treatment and care and proper nutrition from 30, 40 years ago, just now catching up, because menopause is creating a whole nother dynamic with the body. So if we haven't been depositing into this bank account of health and wellness within our own bodies, the withdrawal, there won't be anything there to withdraw to ride through this journey of menopause.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now the menopause, it just says it's not funny, but it's been made to be funny in society. But
Yes.
it just means children, I've given you a lot. Husband, I've given you a lot. And now it's time for me to go in this back room, this she shed. You know, some women have a she shed in their backyard or in the room in their house where it's just pretty and pink and in whatever color they like. A room of her own. There's a book called A Room of Her Own. I'm recommending that book. A friend gave me this book when I was like 18 or 19. I picked that book up now and I was like, oh, these women, they were certain older women back then that I didn't really relate to. Why did they want a room of their own? What was the big deal?
Mm-hmm.
I want a house of my own. I understand now. You want a house of your own. You just, and that's the cocoon. That's the chrysalis. It's
Right.
nature just calling us to go within and sit with ourselves, because so much spiritually, so much energy is being sowed on to us. We're becoming more of who we came here to be. You know, we're
Right.
not trying to separate ourselves forever. When we come back into general population, we will be magnificent like the butterfly. We'll be magnificent.
You know, I'm looking it up, and it's again, the term was first introduced into the medical usage in the 19th century by a French physician. Sources vary slightly. Attention to a man, Charles Prosper Olivier Diange,
Yeah.
Diange, but it says it's the word menopause originate from Greek, combining men, which men is pronounced never, but it means month, and then pauses, which means pause, literally meaning the stopping of the month or
Of
the
the
stopping of
cycle,
the monthly.
the monthly cycle.
Right, the
Okay.
monthly cycle. So
Okay.
that's what the word men is spelled in Greek. It means month.
It's
How
like
it is.
menses, would
Menses, right? Menses, right?
monthly, monthlies. Thank you for that. It makes
Yes.
sense. It makes
Yeah,
sense. It's the
when you
stopping.
Google it, it's something to study and add on when you're talking to people, and
Okay.
you'll see that it is a man that came up with the whole term.
Mhm.
Again, from his scientific and Greek explanation. So looking it up is there, and I'm glad that I'm a researcher. I like to look things up if I'm
Yes.
not near a
Well,
book, and
since
I
you
think
mentioned the man, I wanted to just give honor to the brother that helped me with this book, Joshua Sarah.
yes,
A
he's also
man called this book forward as well. You let me know. Oh, someone said they did a report on the book. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see. Of course, you've been inspiring me and motivating me to write for years based on my number 3 life path. And it's always been at this quadrant of my head that it was going to be something that I would arrive at.
Right.
But I was like maybe halfway with the book. And I put it down because I became disappointed. I called a meeting of women.
Yes.
It was free. It was a session that was going to be in the Apothecary at 7:00 on a Wednesday.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember. It was called Let's Talk Menopause. And what I thought was supposed to happen, because now I know better. It's like everything in hindsight, you understand why certain things didn't happen.
Right.
What I thought was supposed to happen is these women were going to share their menopausal journey with me, and I would pull that out the air and write about it. But that's not what Spirit had in mind. So that's why the women didn't show up.
Yeah.
I was supposed to just listen and download and put, because it's a rites of passage. It's not a book that's telling you don't do this, don't do that. Not like that. There are suggestions, but it's not a fixed menopause kind of situation. It's a allow menopause. It's relax into menopause. It's allow the journey, trust the journey, take very good care of yourself. These are ways to take very good care of yourself, but sit still, really pause, give yourself that space that you need during this time, because you've given so much grace to others. Give yourself grace. This is what this book is asking. And then you'll come out on the other side of this as the menopause goddess. And along the way, how to live like the menopause goddess. Realize that sometimes when you're confused about something is trying to be given to you. So try to clear the cobwebs and open up so that you can receive what is trying to be given to you. It speaks about the heat. What is the heat doing? Why is the heat? Yes, we know that it's physically, it's hormonal, it's medical, the information is out there. What what Menopause Goddess is telling you is things that you no longer need energetically is being burned away from you. Energetically, you're being alleviated, sleeplessness, forgetfulness, all of this. There's a reason and a purpose spiritually for all of these things happening. What you're forgetting is you don't need right now, because this space is trying to be filled with things that you are going to need. So it's making space for you, So sleeplessness. Okay, get up and create. Create a way that you can get up. Maybe if you're with a partner, go into another room. I have been on the couch for quite some time. Not right now, but I've been on the couch for quite some time. And when I spoke to one of my mentors, she told me that I was in the chrysalis stage. And the chrysalis stage, it can happen years down the road. It's like it comes back. It comes back, we're not complete until we're not here. Until we're no longer on this plane. We're not completed, things are being sewn on. We're learning, And
family, those that are just tuning in, please take the time out to go and order the book through her website. Of course, it's pinned to the top of the chat. I will post it in the chat again so people can see. And again, pardon the late start. We had some technical difficulties, but we all stood by and we made it happen together. She had to run upstairs from her store to her beautiful place where she resides with all over 500 plants. I'm like, wonderful. That's all her children now. Don't mess around with her children. And and because of the stigma, there is a stigma. Let's not be under no illusion.
Definitely. We're going to get rid of it.
Even hold on one second. Even when I texted out and sent it to a few people, one of my friends said, "A menopause goddess? Really?" So already I can see there's a little stigma to that just by how it was texted. I know it could be taken, but people don't realize that in order for you to balance this menopause, whether it's perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, you have to tap into your goddess energy.
You have to elevate.
And
you have to elevate yourself.
Because it's another way of understanding yourself from a whole nother level now that you've never been through. You know what I'm saying?
And the chrysalis stage is speaking, when we're talking about the butterfly and coming out of that chrysalis stage, you're coming out with wings.
Yes.
This is an ascension. It's an elevation. It's transformation. and we have to allow that to happen. I am attracting and aligning with spaces where more conversation, because that's what's been missing. That has not been on this earth. More conversations with women and men around this stage of our lives. It's the most important stage, and it's the one that is not spoken about. There's not much language around it. Let me tell you, I've noticed, and I've been speaking to women who come into my store, something I've noticed. There was a lot of cognitive dissonance around actually seeing this book, and it is deliberately smack dab front and center in the store when you walk in.
They don't look at it. They look around it.
They don't look at it. Watch it. There's a cognitive dissonance that said, that ain't about me. I'm not old. That's not happening to me. I'm not admitting to that, you know? So imagine the other day, I actually saw a woman came in and went straight to it. I came out from behind the register, and I said, oh my goodness, you can actually see the book? Because countless women have come in there and have not seen it.
I sat right there in the chair behind there. Just watch how people just come right around.
It's a type of a cognitive dissonance. And then I would mention to them when they're at the register, my book was recently published. It's at the front of the store if you'd like to take a look at it. And they're like, oh, really? Where is it? And I actually have to walk them
walk them right back to the
walk
front.
them right to the front of the store. Yep. And they're like, oh, I didn't see that.
I've seen that. I've seen you do it somewhere up there.
But the woman who actually saw it and picked it up and was thumbing through it, she said, because she was just recently talking to some of her elders, her older aunts and things like that, she was asking questions. She had questions. And then she walked in, and there it was, Menopause Goddess. So she went right to it. So if you're looking for it, you'll align with it. If you're ready to accept that this is happening to you, because you must accept.
Right.
Or else it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be fight. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hot.
And I think the problem is that they've made it like a diagnosis.
Yes.
Especially in the mental health book.
Yes.
Because of what has happened over the years.
They don't understand it.
They don't understand it, so they put it into the mental health book. It's in the mental health of the DSM or the DMS. It's in the mental health book. I've checked it out because I've had both books, and they thick copies now. So they have made it a part of mental health, just like they made homosexuality and lesbianism, all that part of mental health back in. It's in there. They took it out. They took that out, but they didn't take menopause out of it, which is crazy. So that's why these type of things you got to delve in, especially when you're becoming this goddess and this authority in speaking on such a thing from your perspective. You got to look at all aspects so you could bring it in and show them that there are skeptics, there are people that's teaching that it's a disease, or that's teaching that it's a mental health. You got to let them know.
And that it's that the woman is deteriorating, and she has no more value.
No more value.
You
and
know?
then that's why she's having mental health issues. Now the whole society is throwing her out.
Menopause Goddess is here to debunk that whole thing. I don't know. It's okay. It's right side up. Okay.
Yeah, right. I made it right side up, but I'm gonna throw it in the front right now.
Yeah, it's here to debunk that. Read the book, embrace the book, embrace your journey. Trust the process. And some people tell me, a lady told me yesterday, she's been photocopying and sending it to friends, photocopying parts of it that really spoke to her, that really made her feel better, really made her understand like it was not something to fear. You know, you just get ready to get your wings before you get your wings, you know, and we should enjoy this quadrant of it. A lot of women did not make it to experience menopause. Let's think about that. A lot of people didn't experience this, and there's that word. What do you think about the word crone that is associated with menopause? Have you ever heard that?
I didn't know it was because I heard of Crohn's disease.
No, Crohn as you would find it more in the New Age.
Okay.
In that lineage, the New Age.
I did not hear it because I'm here looking at the etymology, but I didn't know the New Age. I didn't look up the New Age part.
Yeah, look that up. Tell me what you come up with, because Crohn, it is like the 3 stages of womanhood. The maiden, the mother and the crone. The maiden would be the one who's just received her menstrual cycle, and then the mother in the middle, that middle part where, you know, she's giving birth, she's a wife, you know, she's doing what she does in the home and the family. And then the crone is the elevation.
Okay.
It's like coronation, crowning, receiving
Okay.
receiving the crown, elevating. And this is where she sits on her throne and she can teach, and her words is wisdom from her experience.
Okay, it's called crone in myth and symbolism is the triple goddess framework. Maiden, mother, crone. Okay, I see it. It's here. I got it. The crone represents the final stage of the woman's life cycle, wisdom, closure, and a deep inner knowing.
Absolutely.
Historically, the crone was sometimes depicted as a witch or hag. They made it negative.
Throw that in there. They didn't put the butterfly. They didn't put the butterfly because that would be the butterfly or the goddess.
Right. And then it says, but in many cultures, she was also a wise elder, healer, and keeper of sacred knowledge.
There you go. There's always going to be the dark side where there is trying to be light. There has to be the duality, the dark side. So the elevation, that's what it is.
And the people, and usually in this, remember, because this society is such an enemy to the melanated power that we've wielded over throughout the whole planet, we gotta also remember that these people don't want us to rise again. So they're going to make anything that we do demonize it.
Exactly.
To a certain
people
level.
Have to be careful where they're getting their guidance, where they're getting their guidance from. And what I'm noticing in the apothecary, there was a reason why. There were so many reasons why that space was opened up to me, a space that I didn't even go looking for. Because it puts me in a station. It puts me in a stationary place where the public pretty much has access to me, but they don't have access to me. It's an attraction because people walk by, they barely see it. Some of the people look like they're thrown into the store because they're supposed to go in there. There are questions to be answered for them inside that space. There's something for them in there. I'm not standing outside begging people to come in, but they're attracted to the space and what is there. You know, so I'm honored to hold that space in the apothecary.
Right.
You know,
I put the meaning on the broad family so y'all can see it for yourself. It's not complete. It's kind of it's kind of broken up, but at least the gist of it is there. So
that terminology is very, very important as an elevated stage, not the one with the hag and the witch. You know, the jury's still out on some of those words.
No, they had to put that there because witch still means wise woman in another language, and hag might mean something positive we don't even know.
Right. Again, it must mean like some type of eldership. You know, it's a level of eldership, and so there is nothing set up in this society for women to big up themselves like that. So who are they saying that has accepted this mantle of menopause goddess that they will aspire to, you know, like who is doing that? You know, and what does the menopause goddess look like? How does she carry herself? How does she eat? What does she do? You know, and how does what she's doing help her feel better than what other people are doing that aren't, you know, going through this with ease?
Right. And
so this needs conversation. It needs holding space. It now has language. And I'm ready to hold space for it so that we can have these menopause, these rooms that we can speak intimately with each other. These rooms should include men. It just shouldn't be just sister to sister, woman to woman, because we need the men. Men have sisters, grandmothers, mothers, wives, girlfriends, baby mothers. They need to be in the room. You know, they say opposites attract. The whole men and the women are Venus and Mars, but no, we're complementary pairs, as our great elder, Dr. Lila Africa, always taught us. We are complementary pairs. We must stop warring with each other. We must listen to each other. You know, we must respect each other, because without each other, where are we going, and how did we get here? You know.
And a lot, they're definitely working on separate. That's why there's so much contention online with men and women and basing and calling this one out. And the social media has created a bunch of demagogues and destructive individuals that are helping the enemy without even being paid. They're helping the enemy. They're being agents without even being paid agents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just letting a lot of stuff live inside their heads and inside their bodies, you know, for free. You know.
Yes. And so,
but,
go
ahead.
Family, the website is shophandblends.com. I'm gonna put the direct link in the chat where it goes straight to it. Let me hold on for you. I got it right here.
I'm also I'm signing. I will ship out signed inscribed books as well. The books are signed and inscribed.
Yes.
And I'm asking for the people who are online right now who have copies of the book, because over close to 300 copies have been sold in this 2 months.
Right. Yeah, you've been pushing. I've been seeing pictures. I got your pictures on the website. You see all the testimonials and pictures on the website, family. I think I can I scheme through it? Yeah, I'd have to. Oh, I know. Oh, no, I'd have to be a certain way in order to do that. Okay. But
yeah. So, you know, I'm asking people to start sharing their testimonies, whether you finish the book or not, just from where you are. You know, if you're at chapter 1 or 2 and you like the opening, or you like something touched you, you skimmed through it and you found something, you know, share that with me. You can send it to my DM. Send me a picture of where does your Menopause Goddess book live in your house? Is it on your nightstand? Is it on your coffee table? Is it in your bag?
In your kitchen, wherever you're reading it at.
Is it in the bathroom? You know, are you reading it when you're in the bathtub? You know,
exactly. Wherever it's at. That's what you do.
I feel, and I think I'll ask you as a published author as well.
Yes.
I feel like I have to take a picture so far of everyone who has touched the book, who bought the book. You know, I don't know how long that will happen. I'm sure I'll get to the point where it's just living and I'm not documenting. But right now it feels so good to see other people, this be something that they are holding sacred right now.
Yes.
You know, they can't wait to delve into and see what I shared. That makes me feel really, really good, you know?
Yeah, in the beginning stages like that, and then after a while, you know, they just start. People either you train them to send it to you, or you know, it's ingrained in their minds. Send me a picture of what you did or what they. There's some people who send it. Some people just say, "Look, I love what I read in your book," and that they show you the love. Or you start seeing it come into your residuals. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's important.
I have a great another intuition when I went to Grenada in March. I was co-facilitating a wellness retreat with a beautiful young lady. You met her, Imelda Bell, and her retreat was called Akita in the Bush. And so when I went there, I immediately just felt so flooded. You know, it was kind of overwhelming for me and her. The downloads I started to get of seeing the Menopause Goddess, a retreat built around this. When the book turns 1 year, you know, and I look forward to, and the criteria for this would be 12 women would have read this book, would feel an alignment to the book, would be ready for a dietary change, a lifestyle change, and we would go on the top of that mountain in Grenada and be initiated into the chrysalis stage.
And big up to my son, Prince Imagine. He's shouting you out, of course.
Oh, Prince Imagine. I love him. I love you.
Big up to him, family. Remember, y'all can support him. Of course, he helped me with my audio book. So make sure that's his website there, Green Studio NYC. And also he has an event space if you want to rent it out. He has an event space. As a matter of fact, you could do a whole book signing there, Yendes, if you wanted. That's a whole nice place there to do something big and major. Yeah, he got one
do that.
Right there right there in Bushwick Avenue, right off of Bushwick Avenue. Nice space, nice space. I could accommodate probably 100 people, 100 to 200 people, and I think that would be nice. A nice little setting. Big up to he has an open mic coming up on May the 30th, so you could read poetry or whatever you got over there. So big up to him. Make sure you support him. I just showed that. A question I did want to ask. You've because you've done here and dealt with holistic practitioners, all of that. Postpartum. How is it similar to? Because after a woman have a child, what goes on? After a woman goes through menopause, how is that similar? What do you see? Any effects between those two dynamics when women are going through postpartum or going through menopause? Have you seen that ever? How they act and how they may handle those two different times of their life?
Yes, it's similar in the fact that this woman has just brought life, carried life for a whole cycle of 9 months, and basically everything that she did or didn't do was in reverence and respect and honor and holding space for the new life, the returning ancestor coming through her.
Right.
And her being the mothership, that is not an easy mission. It's not an easy thing, because what came to me during, I have my two girls, one is 40 and one is 36.
Yeah.
She
don't even look like she's 40 herself. Stop playing.
Little razzle dazzle.
That's the menopause goddess.
Oh yes. Pardon that part. Strike that one. Anyway, yes. So it's just her needing space,
right.
To come back into herself, because now the next job is about to start. Now she's going to be a human feeding vessel. She has to come into a knowing, like, what is best for this little human, how to best guide this human. And she doesn't want to get it wrong, but does she have the answers? So she needs a minute. And there's a pause, and they're calling it what is it, the postpartum depression. But if a space, a nurturing space is held for her, and she gets the assistance from the village, it doesn't have to be such a depression. Her hormones are everything is cycling, because she was another person. The body was creating for a creation.
Right.
And we feel like it's just from around the belly button, under the sternum, and just through the vaginal space. But no, this life force is coming from eons and light years away, but it's coming through this vessel, but it's coming from far away. You know what I'm saying? It traveled, but it seemed like it's just this little space in her body that it came from.
Right.
It came from ancestral. It came from the realm. It came from the Akashic records. It came from something that was not destroyed, can't be destroyed, always created. Life.
Yeah.
And it came through her, like, oh my gosh, she just experienced magic. The family, the community just experienced magic. She brought a being through her core into the world.
Right.
So it's like, can I have a moment, please? Why does it have to be a depression? She just need to lay down. She just need to be, handled gently. And the same for menopause. She's did all of this stuff for how many, for 3-4 decades with the family. And now she's in her that latter stage, and before she exits the planet, it's just time to pause and rebuild and experience her own transformation. Like, she may experience some childhood, some teenagehood, some before she met the man, the person that she's with.
Right.
She may want to go off by herself with a group of women, and just get back into her body, get back into her mind, figure out who she is in this last stage. What does she like? What doesn't she like? Because maybe she liked things because the family liked it, or it was best for the family. But what does she like? Who is she? So there's another journey happening, and it's been called all kinds of just negative things, you know. And this is what makes women angry. This is
Yep.
what makes women depressed. This is what makes women tune out. And this is what breaks up marriages. This breaks up relationships because we're not talking to each other. We don't understand each other. But
Right.
it's time. The language is here. It is time. We have to go in these rooms together and speak to each other and speak kindly and understand and listen to each other. You know.
Especially because big up to Sister Kafunya in the building. What's up, sis? Kafunya in the
Greetings,
building.
mother love.
Yolanda, everybody's in the building. Big up to everybody that's coming through. And
Love
please,
to
family,
everyone.
please like, subscribe, and share to all those that will probably be watching later on, because I know people are going to take this to another level later on overnight. And you know, people across the pond is just waking up, so big up to them. Like, subscribe, and share with those that are on a journey. They don't have to be women. They could be men too, because she has a special message in the book for men. I read that immediately as soon as I got the book, because she said it was in the book, and I said, you know what, I'm going to read that immediately before I gave it away, because I might order a few, you know, see if I get some wholesale stuff going on. I got a bunch of them to order and send out to people. But I'll wait till you do that. But because you know, I never went through it with my mother, because I wasn't living here at the time. You know, when my mother went through that. And what do you say about the young boys and girls or young teenagers that their mothers or their mothers might be going through this? And how can they be supportive of their mothers, their aunties, their grandmothers, or people? Because right now the grandmothers are just as young as about to get into, because they having children young, so they all going. So how do the younger people or the teenagers or the ones that are growing that read your book, how can they support elders that can, instead of teasing them and saying and talking you know, talking bad about them, oh, she's just going through menopause, that's why she having hot flashes, you know? That's like when Patti LaBelle, one time I seen her on a concert, she rolling around on the floor kicking up, I'm going through hot flashes, she's screaming it out, I'm going through hot flashes, and rolling around the floor, kicking off, doing all kinds of stuff. Patti was just doing too much.
Well, it has to do with how a woman is approaching that also, and women need to be taught the proper language, how to deal with themselves with this. And if they don't know, they don't know, you know. And to your question,
how do you support them? How will you support them? How does the younger
my nephew, I asked him if he was going to read my book. He's 21, going to be 22.
Josh, big up to Josh.
Yes. And I said, are you going to read my book? Your auntie just wrote a book. And he kind of recoiled a little bit, like, isn't that about like women stuff? Like why would I even touch the book? You would think that the book was dirty.
I know, right?
Like the book got menopause on it. No, I'm not gonna touch it.
Got menopause on it. You funny.
And I said, nephew, you know, you're of the age where you're going to be dealing with women. You got to talk to them gently, you know, in a respectful,
nowadays,
open way, because you know the social media is teaching them to be a certain way, and then it's a challenge for, you know, in real life, for them to for you to have their ear, you know. It's going to be a challenge. So I said to him, I said, I would like you to read this book as you're growing into, you know, young manhood, and you're dealing with women, and you know, you're going to grow into dealing with older women. So this is some information. It's information so that you can understand, and you know how to become a better partner, a better listener, because she'll tell you, the woman will tell you how you can help, how you can be of assistance. Even if she says, can you sleep on the couch tonight? Because I feel like I need the whole bed.
You need to spread out and sprawl out.
I need to spread out. Can you run a cool bath for me? Can you bring me something? You know, whole space, not feeling like you got to fix anything, because there may not be anything for you to fix, but whole space, in the understanding that I am going through something, and I just need some space. And it has nothing against you. You didn't do anything wrong, because you always got to reassure. You didn't do anything wrong. This is just something natural that I'm going through, that women go through, you know? Right. So I asked him if it was okay if I could read something in the book to him. And I read a part of, I read the whole the divine masculine letter to him. And when I finished reading it to him, I could see his whole energy shifted to the positive. Like, wow. He was like, okay, auntie, I will read your book. I will read your book, but you got to let him know that it's not going to be, you know, like what it's not and what it's going to be. You have to prepare them.
Right.
You have to prepare them. And then they can't assist if they don't know what they're assisting with.
That's right.
So we women, first we got to teach ourselves what's happening and settle with that and accept that. And then we have to teach the men. We have to teach our men. We have to teach our sons, you know, teach our children how to assist. What we need from them.
Because, you know, there's women that may be going through it, the menopause and the postal, and they're going through money stress, rental stress, job stress, business stress, all types of stuff. How does the book show people how to handle that and balance that off?
Well, it helps. I would say that in reading the book, they'll start to understand, get an answer to all the whys, a lot of the whys, because everybody has the same why. It's really the same why being asked in different ways.
Right.
You know,
make sure you have your highlighter too, family. Believe me. Highlight.
Yes. And I feel like the book is bringing a calm. The book is bringing a calming. A relaxation as you're reading it. One of my friends, big up to my friend and Priestess sister Elsiana, my aunt, she says to me, I can hear your voice. It sounds like you're reading to me. It feels very reassuring. I felt comforted.
Yes.
That makes sense. And big up to my friend Pamela, an elder. She was one of the first people I gave the not for sale copy to, because I wanted her to read it and then
that's
give
the one that used to work with you, right, Pamela?
Yes.
That's the one that worked with you. Yeah.
She's an elder. Yes.
Big up to elder Pamela. You know, because what's so important is that you said something key in there about the men and divine masculine, and I felt that you was talking to me like you was right there telling me what to do. You didn't even have to read it to me. When I went home, I read it for myself. And I said to myself, let me take the time out and read at least that portion before I give this book away. Right. And I, you know, to make sure, because in the book, you know, you have a lot of chapters that's covering, I mean, to the point that why it's important for women to remember themselves in this journey. Because we was mistaught. You got to remember, people coming out of colonialism and slavery was mistaught about these things, because these things was happening during that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So how do we break those generational cycles?
We have to be patient with ourselves.
Right.
We have to be patient with ourselves. We have to unlearn and relearn. We have to open up, listen. We have to create community. We have to create spaces around this. There's a lot of group talks and things like that, but the menopause, it's starting to come out, because when people like Halle Berry start talking about it, Gwyneth Paltrow, people on The View and stuff start talking about it.
Sherry from Sherry Show. Yep.
Yes, Sherry. This is when people are ready to talk about it. People are ready to talk about it. So here I am. Hit me up, align with me. Let's gather. Let's create, and let's talk about this, because that's where it starts. Read the book, and then let's have a discussion about it. But mostly read the book, pass it on, share it, Xerox copy, order the book. If you're going to order the book tonight, order tonight, because we're talking about it right now. And I will ship it by Tuesday. It will leave the facility here by Tuesday. Okay.
I'm glad you said Xerox copy, because let me tell you, people have learned so much back in the day through Xerox when they couldn't find the book. Like Husina, by Maulana Karenga. I had to get a Xerox copy of that. People had to get George G.M. James. Some books are out of print, but this book is not out of print. You can still order it right now today if you go online. Let me put the link in the chat so you can have it right. That's the direct link in the chat that I'm posting right now. You can click on that link and it'll take you straight there to the product, Living Like a Menopause Goddess, and to get the
chrysalis stage, the chrysalis stage.
So, and how important it is. Before we finish, I'm not going to keep you going because we're at 10:30 and I want to make sure we got things to do. You got a whole store to open up again.
No, we're closed. We're closed.
Tomorrow. That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
I still have to recuperate from traveling back from Georgia and going back to the store this weekend and then getting these people's books out on Tuesday. So order those books.
The last question I got to give you before we leave. Big up to Natasha, Nia Love watching, Paula Herlock. She's tuning in from Jamaica. Fatima York, Bajan Tone, and a few other people that I've sent it to on WhatsApp because they're out of town. I wanted people to get it.
Does anybody have any questions they want me to answer?
Well, I guess if they want to throw it in the chat, but I know I'm about to close out because I got things to do tomorrow morning too. So
I'll answer their questions if they put them in the chat. I'll go in afterwards.
Yeah, I know, right? And then also you can hit her up. That you could join her YouTube. You don't have a YouTube channel yet.
I do have a YouTube. I do have a YouTube. I'm not a content creator. What I do is I'll take information like this and put the link on my channel so you can go and watch the compilation of a body of works where I've been featured. I put them on the channel. Yes.
The last thing, because you did before you published the book, there was a thing about acknowledgement, and Baba Heru had just transitioned and he was supposed to write something for you. And I believe he did, but I guess he didn't get it to you. How do you feel? Because I know you're still connected to him in your own way. How do you feel Baba Heru would accept a book like this in this day and time, especially you being one of his students? You've Queen of Four students. I know you and Queen are about to do something great. But Baba Heru, because he's now in the ancestral realm, what do you feel how he would accept what you have given and offered to the world now for the menopause goddess?
Well, I feel and I know that he is very, very, very proud and happy that I put this out into the world. Yeah. He let me know that he did write something for me.
Right.
But at the stage, he didn't know where to tell me to find it because things were being moved around. He had moved. I'm sure that he had his own inner dealings and thoughts about menopause. But as far as me writing the book and me sharing as a priestess, he would be, and he is elated because he always called me a consummate priestess.
Yes.
I was constantly doing the priestess work.
All the time.
So this was listening to the guidance, following divine guidance, walking my path of the writer, accepting my authorship.
Right.
So yes. And when I the night that I found out that it was published, I just stood still and cried. It was tears of joy. And because I know that he knew at that time, all of my ancestors knew. I'd never been reviewed before. I've never gone on anybody's job interview. I've never had to submit work and wait 24, 48 hours for somebody to tell me anything. I've always validated myself in this life. I've always moved forward, and so to wait for the book to be reviewed in the system and then to be okay to be published, whatever technicalities they look for, copyright issues and things like that. So for the clarity to come through on March 6th came through.
One of your power numbers.
I just stood still right there in the kitchen and cried.
And other than Baba, one last thing. Your mother and father are also on that other side. Yes. How would your mother receive it, and how would your father, from what you remember from them in their bloodline, because their blood is still, their DNA is still running through you? what would your father and your mother, how would they receive what you have offered to the world now?
Ooh.
Yeah, tap in, your mama and your daddy.
Oh, I tapped in. I tapped in.
You tapped in. I know you
Oh, I
tapped in.
tapped in. I tapped in.
I was told to ask that question. Why you think? I was told to ask.
Okay. Well, because of the generation and the lineage of Caribbean folks, and this is not a topic. So this was not going to be a topic that either one of my parents was going to necessarily big me up for. They were going to big me up for the fact that I accomplished becoming an author, writing a book, producing they would congratulate me, but neither would probably crack this book open based on the topic. And based on there's no language, they don't speak this. This was not something that was openly spoken about. I'm not even sure if they knew what that is, because who spoke about it back then? It's just something that they lived through, and I wrote about that in the book too, because I checked into how was Caribbean women, because there was a ton of information about other women, other cultures, but then I had to go looking for the Caribbean women. They talked to each other in secret and silence, and they passed on herbs that somebody felt helped a little bit, but that thing was mum's the word.
Yeah, mum's was the word. That's right.
Mum's the word, and they lived through it. They worked through it. They took care of the families through it until it was no more, and they just kept moving. They ain't say a word. They ain't say a word. That's why we don't have a word. That's why we don't know. But now in these 20 something, at least the last 4 years, 3 to 4 years, the language is here, the divine feminine is here, and we're talking about it. We're talking about it loud in social media. We're blasting it. We're doing interviews. So I'm honored. I'm grateful to be a voice, to be a word, a book,
Yes, right.
So
how your daughter's loving it?
Well, I gifted my daughters. Imagine a mother in sound mind and body, not in insanity or anything like that, depression or anything, was able to gift her adult daughters the manual, a spiritual guide, so that when they're ready, even if I'm not, I will be here. They have a guide. I have gifted them something.
Yes.
My words through this journey.
Big up to them.
Yes.
Big up. My dear Priestess Yendes, thank you so much for being a consummate friend and even somebody I can come and talk to when it was time, when I'm going through with my mother and all that and the family and all that. I was able to come to you and, eat some ice cream and cry a little, what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to have women around you. Sometimes not even your wife, it's not your girlfriend. Sometimes it's just people that for a certain amount of time that you could just share that energy without being judged. As men, that we was taught not to cry, but sometimes you got to let it out. And you got to be around people you trust that ain't gonna shame you into it. And women, vice versa with men too. Sometimes you got to be around men that's not gonna shame you because you're crying and all that kind of stuff and all that. Because sometimes men don't know how to handle it. Like, what happened? What did I do?
Exactly.
We do that. And women will say, "Oh, no, come here." But men will say, "What the hell? What happened? What I do?" So I don't. It's how we was taught, and the perception of crying from man and woman is too different, because we wasn't taught to be sensitive. We was taught to be hard and get up. We wasn't taught to balance it out. And women the same way. It was taught to be soft and all that, but not to balance it out. But thank you so much, my sister, for being that part of my life from so many years. And thank you for allowing me to be in your space and sit there and get incense, get oils, whatever I got to get to help me out, but keep on doing what you do. I'm so proud of the journey. And I can't wait to the next books, because I know you're already writing the other books.
Oh, I'm already really and truly, I've got about 4 manuscripts going right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm since the first one was birthed. It's like now I see how it works, because always the first step is a little bit daunting, So now that I see what it is, it's like, oh, this is easy. I'm a writer. Thank you for staying on me and being that taskmaster. Every time you saw me was like, you writing the book? You wrote the book? You writing the book? You finished the book? You need to write a book, you know? So, and just thank you for being that person in the community, a constant promoter, you know, a consummate promoter. And because when we promote ourselves, when we promote each other, we promote ourselves as well. You know,
that's right. Family, go and get the book. Let me give my sister a well-deserved round of applause before she get on out of here. Before I take a step to the rear and get out here, like Frankie Crocker used to say. Thank you, sister. Thank you. And give yourself some loves and hugs before you go to bed. Thank you. And thank you, your beautiful sister, your daughters, and all that. I got to get them on now. They're doing some fabulous things.
Yes.
I've had her daughter on before, Netta. I've had her on before. I haven't had the other one, Orlando. I got to get the Netta back on, but I definitely got to get your sister, your daughter that's working at the Botanical Garden doing her thing. Man, at the Bronx, those who want to learn about
yes.
She's at the Bronx Botanical Garden, so she's teaching. What is she teaching? She's dealing with plants.
She will be teaching kokedama classes, kokedama workshops, and that is an ancient art form of gardening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I got to call. I think you did send me a number and everything, so I need to call her and link in about because my mother loved gardening, and as she's coming back and rehabbing, I want her to be able to do that and
get
really
into it. Yeah,
get into it. So once again, Priestess, thank you so much for coming out.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to inside the comments.
Yes.
I don't know if I can pin it or if you pin it. I'm going to put the link to the houseplant tour that I have on YouTube, so people can see the plants in my house. They can watch the video. It's on YouTube.
Okay, just send it to me. I could pin it on there.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me, and you can text it to me, and I can pin it on the video so they can see your house.
All right, great.
And I can share it right now too if you put it in the private chat. You're not approved in the private chat. Can you put it in the private chat right now? No, on your computer.
Don't have me working.
You got me working day and night.
Yeah, Michael Jackson movie, please go see it.
Your boy Jackson, Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You had a good time watching it, right? Yeah.
I was about to see it for the 4th time today, but then I remember that I had to be here with you.
Oh yeah, see.
I was definitely about to go see it again today for the 4th time.
a lot of mercy.
You think I got stocks in it? Did it come through? You got it?
Let me see in the private chat. Let me make sure if I got it in the.
No, it's not in the private chat. It's in your text messages.
Oh, you put it in text. Oh yeah, I can share it from my text. Hold on 1 second. I can share it from my text and put it right here in the chat right now. Hold on, copy.
Y'all enjoy the video. It's not my channel. It's a documentary of my plants that was done during COVID, just to inspire people to green up their spaces and bring more oxygen into their homes. And I was happy to do it.
Yeah.
So now you can have it in your homes.
Documentary. Yes, I got it. Documentary. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. I just put it in the chat. Yes, I just put it in the chat. It's right there in the chat, family. I just put it in the chat. So look at it. Here it is. It's in the chat. A documentary right there. You can click on that link and see it. So enough respect to what Priestess Yendes. Thank you very much again for coming on and sharing space as usual. Remember, go to the website, family. Don't forget, go to the website. She's dancing her way out of there with all 500 of her plants. She's dancing with her 500 plants. You got a name for each one of them?
No.
500 plus plants. That would be funny. Oh man, I would have to tell you better write a book of names. What's it called? You got name. All right. So thank you very much. All right. Be safe. All right.
Thank you. You too. You too. Mwah.
Yes. Oh yes. That's my sister, man. Wow, that was a great show. Again, forgive us for the technical difficulties. Please stand by. And again, make sure you support whatever she's doing. Make sure you support it. And you can go to her apothecary shop right there on Madison and Tompkins. Go on there and support right there at the corner. You can't miss it. It's a beautiful place. All you see is flowers booming out of there, man. And it's a beautiful place, man. You can get some great incense, great oils, great hair products, her body products. All of that is there at her place because she used to do hair also professionally for a long, long time, and she created products for hair growth and all that. So enough respects, and underarm deodorant, all of that she has at her pot. But you go to the website if you want to find out where her address is. That's shopancientblends.com. That's shopancientblends.com. She is a great sister, great energy when you walk in there, man. It's all zenned out. It's beautiful. The word Zen adds up to the number 8, which is funny. So she's born under number 8. So it's interesting that would be it. So zenning things out, she know how to zen your whole space out if you wanted to zen your whole space out. Entertainment spaces, um, studios, whatever. She got all of that going on over there. She could actually hook your space up for you for a price, of course. And I want to remind everybody again, family, the next interview is going to be about the divine feminine in the martial arts world. Women need to still learn how to defend themselves on these streets. And this sister ain't no joke when it comes to it. She's been doing it for 30 years. Professor Zahalia Anderson. She's no stranger to my channel either. Born the same day as Tupac, Divine Feminine on a Journey, because she has a big seminar happening in Long Beach, California for her first Raw Life seminar, the self-defense seminar happening on June the 27th. So if you want to be there, if you're going to be in the California area, Long Beach, around that area, because I know trying to get from LA there is going to be a whole drive. So I wouldn't tell you to try to do it. But if you could fly in and check it out, it's going to be powerful. I'm telling you. The next interview after her will be Flebrun. Flebrun is going to be on my channel for the first time. And because she was a student of Dr. Blair, we're going to speak about the Dr. Blair factor. The Dr. Blair factor. And how relevant it is in these times. He may not be here, but his energy is still here, family. So we'll be in the building on May the 27th, doing what we got to do to talk about the greatness of our dear brother, Dr. Blair, and what it was all about and what he was all about from every aspect, and what she's doing in tandem with our dear brother Dr. Blair, as far as information, UFO information, abducting information, all of those type of health information, all of that. So enough respect to her. And do remember, we got the martial arts extraordinaire, Grandmaster Saifullah, one of our elders in his 70s, boy, learning to find the warrior within. He's been in some battles with the Sanukas Rue Warrior Within Dojo. We're going to have it good. He's a student of Dr. Moses Powell, one of the great ones. And he has a big seminar coming up over there in Atlantic City on June the 13th. That's a salute and tribute to one of the greatest martial artists, male black martial artists in the world, Dr. Moses Powell, and one of the young dojo fighters. And one of my dojo nephews is having something in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His name is Professor Imhotep. All right, make sure you go to his warriorkido.com or text him at the number that you see over there if you want to be in Florida. If you're going to be in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and those surrounding areas, go and check him out. The children are immaculate. They're good fighters. I love it. Big up to my son who was in the chat. Check out Green Studio NYC. That's Green Studio NYC if you want to do any recording, publishing, event production, artist development. And you could also rent out the space for any type of events, community events, all that type of stuff. And they got all the amenities and all that. It's extra cost when you want chairs and sound and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you support that. Do me a favor, if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name, date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Big up to Nicholas Brooklyn all the time. Make sure you go to nicholasbrooklyn.com or Nicholas Culturals, or make sure you support the legacy of Nicholas. I've known the father since 1984, 1985. Big up to my brother Sharif Bey doing his thing, the macrocosmic integration weekend over there in Stone Mountain, Georgia, from May 22nd to May 25th. That's going to be powerful. So make sure you support the brother and what he's doing, because our interview is going cray right now. They loving it out there in them streets. And let me see, if you want to take my Udemy course, please go to udemy.com and put in the word numerovation right now. You can take my introductory course into numerovation. And of course, you got to support my brother Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Spread love, up. Make sure you also go to my membership. Join my membership. It's only $9.99 per month. You get to listen to my audiobook, but you get to also check out all of the lessons that I've taught as far as quotes and sayings and all that, based on sayings that people say in movies, things that I focus on the words. And it's very important. Like I said, I can easily do your birthdays and your name and all that, but like Kafunya and I used to talk about at SOBs, words, sound, power. Every word that come out of your mouth can affect other people, and they all have vibration. They all have a mathematic behind it. They all have a numerical value behind it. The next lesson that I'm going to be doing is this one. And this was said by my dear brother, Isaiah, the Duke of Tears, in one of his past lectures online. He said, the answer to any confusion is a solution. The answer to any confusion is a solution. So I'm going to break down the word answer in a numerical fashion, in a numerovational fashion. I'm going to break down the word confusion. I'm going to break down the word solution. So you will understand it from a mathematical perspective, how every word, every name that you have has a vibration connected to it. And you could use its interpretation to keep you in alignment with what you need to do. Every answer to any confusion is a solution. And then the next lesson after that will be this. And this was said by my dear brother Nuri Muhammad. Although it's an old quote, this one here is, experience is the best teacher. We're going to focus on the word experience and the word teacher. I'm going to break down the numerology and the numerovation of those words also, and see how it can guide you on the words that we use. That's why in the beginning was the word. And the word was God, and the word is God. So, and the God is within you. You are the God that is uttering the word. So in the beginning was a thought, you decide to utter the word. So big up to all of you that understands that from another level. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, family. Make sure you get all my books on Amazon right now. Go to Linktr.ee/KingSimonTheNumerovator, or just go to Amazon. If you want to advertise on my show, I got a great rate for the month. Come on. If you at least do 2 months, we could do a nice little brief 20-minute interview and keep it moving and do what we got to do to make sure your product or your stuff is out there. I don't really deal with music like that, because sometimes the music that you are copywriting can give me a copyright strike on my show. So I got to be very careful. I wanted to do a radio show, but I realized when I did my test show, it gave me a few copyright strikes because I was playing the music, and I don't want to get all that in one of my channels. So I'm not going to do that no more. I'm looking for a real radio station that I could work with and do what I got to do on radio while I'm broadcasting myself on YouTube. It is what it is. All right. So like Dr. Khalid says, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God, one creative source, one force within all of us and all over the world, all over the planet, all over the universe. Remember what Dr. B says. Make sure you go to elevationtime.com, get his book. Get his products. Dr. B I'm going to have him on my show for Black Music Month next month. Dr. B says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And remember what the late, great Dr. Blair used to say. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open up my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. I'm going to talk to Flebrun about that prayer alone. From her perspective, what does she feel about please, universal creator? Because Dr. Blair actually wrote that prayer for a reason. And it's a prayer that can actually transcend certain things in this realm. And that prayer throughout the whole pandemic helped me, because it was one of those prayers that was for that also. Whatever's going on this earth, that prayer, please, universal creator, was for any disaster and any madness that's going on. And that prayer helped me along the way. If y'all remember, even during those times, I was saying that prayer. after all of my programs, and that prayer helped me out a lot on a daily basis. Dr. Blair's prayer, please, Universal Creator. All right. So, family, remember, I want to thank again the one, the only Priestess Yendes that was here, living like a menopause goddess, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in and that stayed with me. And please share, like, support the channel. Whatever you can do to help out is always beautiful. You can also go to Venmo. You can go to Cash App. You can go to PayPal. You can go to Chime. You can do all of that right there. There it is. You can go to all of that right there. Or you can do a super chat or whatever, or just join the membership or buy my books. Do what you got to do, or watch a commercial for like 15 seconds or 30 seconds. You could do that also, and it will support the channel. Watch all my clips. That will support the channel. All of that can help out the channel. All right. So, family, on that note, remember, I love you because I love me. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be strong, stay focused. And I'll see you next time. Remember, keep it locked right here on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Share with people that are quality people and that are on a journey. Take care. One love.
From the roots where the earth still speaks, to the fire where they always breathe. Hands of wisdom, time can't erase. Every drop got a story to say. Slow it down, feel the rhythm inside. This ain't rush, this is sacred design. From the soil to the soul to the light, what you hold is a gift of life. You are, feel it in your soul. Give it, let the story unfold. Ancestral power in every drop. This that legacy, this don't stop. You are rooted deep in you. Give it, yes, pure and true. Not something you drink, you receive. This that energy you believe. Hey, hey. Ooh, Luwadi. Oh, Luwadi. Give it. This is where your elders hit and drums sing perfectly.